AFTV, James, really frustrating afternoon, evening, whatever it was. He was playing so well in that first half, looking good, patterns of play, some great goals, even though one was disallowed. And you were looking at it and you're thinking to yourself, going into the second half, we're gonna pepper these lot. And then it all turns on the sending off of David Luiz.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the before bit of before the David Luiz incident, we were playing really, really well. And I've seen a lot of people rightly say that despite everything that's happened, I think we should, as a fan base, the squad, Arteta, all the players, everyone should just be mentally strong enough to come out of this and realise actually that was not the result we wanted, but a step forward in terms of the football we're playing. The way we took the game to a team who, I know they're in bad form, but they're a good side. And we went to Molineux and played like that for the first 45 minutes, and we should be really happy about that. So credit to the team and Arteta and everyone for that. Then the incident happens. I don't know what to say that's not been said, Robbie. It's an absolutely disgraceful decision. It's give the penalty, fine, because he has clipped him, because it might be minimal, but you can't judge whether that was enough to send him over or not. So fine, you give the penalty. But the red card is an absolute farce. I think from my understanding, what people are saying is, because Luiz brought him down without attempting to win the ball, that's a red card. But as far as I understand it, and I brought this, we don't have mannequins, and for the sake of social distancing, I can't use it as an example. Right. So if this is the striker and Luiz is the defender, as far as I'm aware, in terms of that whole, you've got to be attempting to win the ball, you've got to be right next to them, putting them under some sort of pressure, and then it's a case of, are you trying to win the ball, are you just bringing them down or whatever? But Luiz was a good distance away from him. It's nothing but misfortune. It's misfortune that the stud, I don't need this anymore, that the stud of, who was it, William Jose?
Getting played at the weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, we might need him.
Yeah, we might in goal. It's so unfortunate that the stud of William Jose has caught Luiz, and okay, it sends him over, but you can't send him off. You can't apply the rule in the same way, because it's not that he's not made an attempt to cheat. He's not even there. He's not even next to him. He's not trying to do anything. I understand, should he have not run across him? Yes, all ifs, buts and maybes, but you can't start telling defenders that they're not allowed to put pressure on strikers when they're in and around the goal. So it's absolutely disgraceful. I can't believe that common sense hasn't taken over in this situation, and they've not read the rule and gone, well, look, this clearly doesn't really apply to that. This is just bad luck. This is just its own freak incident.
Go to VAR, say to the referee, penalty, cool.
Yeah.
But come and look at it before you send him off, because this is going to be super harsh. And like you said, common sense. Where was that? Where was that in operation? That's what we always thought of referees over the years, especially in this country. Common sense. But
they don't have it.
There'd be a tackle would go in early in the game. It's wet conditions. You know what? On a normal Saturday, I'd give that as a yellow, but it's terrible conditions today. Common sense, I'm going to allow that. I'm going to warn the player. You won't get away with that in the next time. That's common sense. But there is no common sense this season when it comes to refereeing.
This season, it's been a while.
There is no common sense. It's gone out the window.
No Premier League ref went to the 2018 World Cup, and there's an absolute reason for that.
And none of them will be going to the others either, if they've got any sense.
No, probably not, because they are...
I wouldn't employ any of these refs over here. I can't look at a ref and say, he's a good one. There's none that I look at and say, you know what? When he's refereeing our game, I'm like, yeah, glad it's him.
Robbie, they're completely incompetent.
Useless.
They're completely incompetent. The referees and the people making the decisions. They don't... Football, you cannot think of every single possible situation that will happen in a game. You can think of the majority, but you can't think of all of them. At some point, common sense needs to take over. We have now given them a screen and then like a backup team, who are useless as well, somewhere in God knows where, to also help them make these decisions. And yet somehow they all get them wrong. And by the way, this isn't just us, and it's not just the referees. It's the I'm stumbling on my words here. It's also the people who make the rules. Somewhere, a bunch of idiots get together and try to ref before it's happened, what should happen in games. And they don't, as far as I'm aware, they don't really consult players that much. So what you get is a situation like I know it's Spurs and we hate them, but let's call it how it is. The Dyer handball earlier in the season when Andy Carroll heads it from behind onto his arm and they gave a penalty. Disgraceful. A couple of weeks ago, the Aston Villa Man City offside. Common sense tells you that they've gained an advantage from being in that position and they don't give it offside. Now we've had another. 3 completely separate incidents. 2 of them have been changed. So
I'd love 2 rule changes already this season.
2 of them have been changed. I'd love to see if this one gets changed because it's an absolute disgrace. I don't know what else to say, Robbie, about the referees because too often, it's not even too often, every single week after some game, we're talking about refereeing decisions. Now, do you know the one I don't have a problem with is the lines with the offside. At some point, if you want to get sort of, let's call it nerdy about it and whatever, then that's what's going to happen. But then you have moments like the Southampton goal that was disallowed against Villa, where you're looking at it and you're thinking, I don't think you've put the lines in right. This doesn't... I'm not seeing that you've actually done this fairly. And so we can complain about VAR, but it's the people using it who are completely incompetent. And I'm not going to bite my tongue on it anymore because it cost us today. It cost us the game. We were good enough in that first 45. Now, okay, you go into half-time 1-1, second half happens. I don't think Arteta gets off completely scot-free. I'm not blaming him for the result. But I thought the decision to take off Lacazette, strange one. When you're down to 10 men, you need your players who can hold the ball up. Yep. All right, didn't keep him on, so that was strange. And then he brings off Pepe, who, if there's one player in this squad who can make something happen out of nothing, maybe whips in a free kick, maybe strikes it from 30 yards and puts it in the top bins, it's Pepe. But he brought on Aubameyang, who, let's face it, hasn't played, it's not his fault, hasn't played for a while, so probably a little bit rusty. So some strange decisions there. Obviously, can't do anything about Leno. That's a stupid red. No complaints about that. And, yeah, and we've dropped the 3 points, and... it was ours today, but I take heart in the performance. I take heart in some of the football we were playing. Also, I take heart in the reaction that the players have shown on social media and everything after. Xhaka looked distraught at full time. He was brilliant today. I've said it in the last fan camp. I've been very critical of him. He was absolutely superb today. And Luiz, he's publicly very furious about it. Arteta says that they're probably going to appeal, and that's good. Let's hope they have that fight on Saturday when we face Villa.
Today's show is sponsored by Profit Accumulator, the #1 match betting service in the UK. Match betting is different to gambling. With gambling, you bet on one side, and if that side loses, you lose. With match betting, you bet on both sides. That means no matter what the outcome, you're a winner. When you sign up to Profit Accumulator, they will walk you through the whole process of how to do match betting, and as long as you follow what they tell you, you cannot lose. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description right now for your free trial and you can start earning some real cash.